So it feel right. Marcus Liberty, a legend known and off the coat to give you what you need. Robert Reed is your co-host. Go. Yeah. Like and subscribe and follow like a crossover. Never know what might fall through this bitch tomorrow. So, all ball Chicago. All ball Chicago. All ball Chicago. It's all I know. It's all ball Chicago. All ball Chicago. All ball Chicago. All ball Chicago. It's all I know. It's all ball Chicago.
Welcome to another edition of All Ball Chicago. I'm your co-host, Robert Bobby Reed, and I got the legend, the NBA veteran, the McDonough All-American, your host, Marcus, living in the building. What's up, Marcus?
What's up, my beautiful people?
And we got a special guest in here today. He tore down the walls at Metro High School, putting up 40 a night. Went on to Bradley University, did a 10 on the wall, putting up numbers. Then get drafted to the league with the Utah Jazz. One of my favorite players from Chicago State back in the days come slamming it. Give it up for Mitchell. J.J. Anderson. What's up, big baby?
Hey, thank you. That's all I got to say.
We had to. JJ, that's how we introduce everybody, man. He's excited, man. And Jay.
Especially somebody I actually like seen. I seen him at Chicago State live.
We've been trying to get JJ on for a minute now, and JJ, we always start the show off, man. It's all positive. We ain't on none of that other crazy stuff that you see the other people doing. So we always start off by saying, who put the rock in your hands? Who put that basketball in your hands at an early age, JJ?
My brother told me he was playing full court at Cock Park. And I said, I want to play. He said, no, go play in the dirt. And I said, okay. And just then I said, I'm going to pass them brothers up. My cousin, my brother, my other cousin. And I said, okay. When I got to be 8th grade, I took my boys to the park. Man, please.
Wow.
We won. Well, my grammar school coach told me play basketball. He said, you gifted, you can shoot, you can dribble. So, James Townsend, he told me to.
James Townsend.
And then first Austin tried to recruit me. Then I moved up south. And then Calumet tried to recruit me. I said, my friends went to Metro, and I with my friends.
Well, that's how you ended up at Metro.
Yep.
Wow. And see, JJ, that's one thing I didn't know, because I didn't know what side of town. And I know we always say we don't want to talk about what side of town, but you're a South Side kid.
No. I grew up on
West
the
Side.
West. Right.
But you was going to go all the way to Calumet High School?
No, my mother moved out south when I was 15.
Okay.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So you're a West Side kid.
Right. I know Mark there, all them.
Right. But I mean, you played all over the city though, man. Like I done heard stories that you used to go out play at South Shore outside.
Because all my friends was out there on the west side. My friends was out there. When I came west, when I came out south, I took the bus on the west side.
Oh.
Right.
Okay. But you learned how to play the game on the streets, on them concrete.
Yeah.
Right.
It wasn't no gyms.
Right. Right.
We battled on the concrete.
So JJ, I want to know, where did you get that cuff from? That cuff move, because you had that move was your move to me. That cuff. Where did you get it from?
Because I couldn't palm the ball.
Oh.
I remember, man. Let me hop in, Lynn. Let me get some of this, man.
You ain't got to
I remember
hop in. You ain't got to hop in. Just talk. Just talk.
Hey, look, man, I want to steal some of this. I remember at Chicago State, I just used to come to Wells watch you in the crip line. You know what I'm saying? What was that all about? Because guys don't do that anymore. Was y'all putting on the show for us like y'all knew we was watching?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Tony Brown. Well,
Tony Brown.
Yeah.
We was put on the show for y'all.
At the crip line, Lim. You be like, man, y'all holding the back of the rim, the back neck and the back of the rim, slamming on the other side. I'm like, I'd never be able to do that, and I never was. I never did.
Well, I remember coming to when I was a shorty watching you, JJ. And I watched a lot of the guys who was, older than me. I always watched the way they carried themselves. You was one smooth dude, right? So when you leave the gym, and you probably remember this, you would have a Louis Vuitton bag, and you'll jump in that Mercedes. And I'm like, man, that dude cool, man. I want to be like him, man. And I didn't get a chance to watch you, play in the NBA or overseas, but everybody used to say, man, he a legend over in, was it Italy or Spain? Yeah, they said he's a legend over there. So I'm like, overseas, they play they play ball over there. I didn't know at the time. So I'm watching you dominate guys that's in the pros, and I'm looking at, why is this dude not in the pros, in the NBA? Because he's doing all this stuff, to these guys easy.
But okay, I came back to the NBA. They told me $250 they want to pay me.
Oh.
I said, I'm making that overseas. I said, give me $400. He said, no, the budget is tight. Well, I went back overseas.
Wow. Wow. That's crazy.
3 years you get your pension.
Right.
So I paid more than 3 years, so I went overseas.
Wow. And I know we talking about, basket, high school. We're gonna talk about the high school. We're gonna be jumping all over the place, Jay. But
okay,
you went to Bradley, right?
Uh-huh.
Did y'all was trying to do a super team there, man? Because it was you, my man from King, Willie, and who else? Donald
Reese,
Donald Reese,
David Third Cure from St. Louis, Boise Winter. Yeah.
So y'all was doing a super team back then.
No. Like a super team.
You say who?
We played. Mark Aguirre had the super team.
Oh, at DePaul.
Right. We played them our freshman year, and at home they beat up by 2 points. Next year we're gonna go to DePaul and play. They said, no, y'all can't come in.
Wow.
We would have. I don't know if they would have won or we would have won,
but it didn't happen.
Yeah.
And why is it that JJ, why you didn't go to DePaul? Why you didn't stay home?
See, Mark played small forward. I played small forward. I don't want to come off the bench for nobody.
Right.
I started to miss the Giants. Man, here we're gonna win a championship. But I didn't go, but they won the championship anyway. But I said, who place I'm gonna take? I said, James Vincent played small forward. Greg Kelsey played center. I said, who place I'm gonna take? He said, you come on the bench. I said, no.
Wow.
I said, see, Williams went to Michigan State from Chicago. when I visited Michigan State, I ain't seen Lenny all. They hid Lenny from me.
Oh,
He went to Harrison High School, and I know him.
that's
And that's what made me home.
see, JJ.
And then going to Illinois, Nick Cobbs
Levi
was
Cobb.
not starting. Yeah.
Hmm.
And I said, Eddie Johnson was playing. He played small forward.
Mm-hmm.
So I said,
Not going there.
I got to find somewhere to go. And then Dick Mercedes Bradley, and he said, "Hey, you'll start Bradley."
Wow. Wow. The reason why I'm saying wow, why I keep saying wow, because JJ, we needed someone like yourself to mentor us next generation, because I never looked at it like that as far as somebody playing in my spot. Why should I go there if I'm going to be sitting on the bench, right? We needed somebody like you to drop some knowledge on, say, man, make sure when you pick your school that nobody's playing in that same position that's playing all the minutes, because you're going to sit the bench.
Mm-hmm.
You know, but I didn't have that. I mean, I looked up to you guys, but I couldn't touch you guys. We couldn't reach you guys, you know, back then. You know, we could see you all day. And then as I got older, I got a chance to, you know, actually get to talk to you. But I was already, you know, in college and out of college, you know, when I met you. So, man, if we'd have had you, I think I would have probably, you know, been a different.
But I know.
Uh-huh. Is he breaking up, Bob?
I think it's free.
Because
okay, there we go.
If you play somewhere, you know, I don't want to sit on the bench. I sit on the bench in the NBA. I play. First of all, the 76ers drafted me.
Yep.
I sit on the bench after Christmas. Then I got traded to the Utah Jazz. So I was coming off the bench, but when AD came back, I was coming off the bench anyway.
Mm.
Was you better than AD?
When AD came back and then John drew back, I was not. I averaged 8 points my rookie year.
Mm-hmm.
Coming off the bench.
You averaged well. He broke up. I didn't hit.
About
8 points.
4 points a game. 4 plus. I mean, I averaged 8 points my rookie year. And then it got to 4 points a game, 4 plus a game. We played Chicago. I just scored in Milwaukee. Coming to Chicago, I thought I was going to play a lot. You know when he put me in? 3 minutes to go in the game. I said, what? It was Frank Layton. And then we didn't make that much money.
Right.
Like the guys today. If I would have made money, I would have stayed.
Mm-hmm. JJ, you keep going in and out.
Yep.
Yeah, I think you probably got to get closer to the router, JJ, because you're breaking up. We're having technical difficulties a little bit here. I don't know if you are connected to the router in the house on your internet.
Or try to move to a better location in the house. But JJ, you got a bunch of people saying what's up to you on this timeline, man. Curly Booth Johnson said what's up. David Booth saying what's up. So you got a fun. Then one
You
person
got-
said,
You got your boy Nick Anderson said, Shot Town.
Nick Anderson said, what's up? And then you got somebody saying, I can't see him, Bob. You probably can see him.
Oh, Linda Johnson. Good
No,
afternoon. Oh, she
No,
speaks to
somebody that I can't see. It said Facebook user. But they saying they remember JJ in the summer league. He knocked me into the second row of the bleachers under the basket.
Good. You finally needed it. Hey, can I spin back? Can I do a remix real quick, JJ? If you can hear me. Can you hear me, JJ?
Again.
Yeah, if you can hear me, Liv, and I won't share with you since until he get. So I remember talking with him and Mark one time. I was blessed to be in that little circles. I mean, my little self in that circle. And Mark said he used to read the newspaper and look over there at Metro like, who is this guy at Metro? Because JJ was getting 48 a night, like 40, 50. And Mark like, shit, he couldn't even keep up.
He averaged 35. It was 35.
He averaged 35.
Without
That's nasty.
Without a 3-point line.
Without a 3-point line.
Let's see if this better. Is that better? Man. Is that better, Jay? Can you hear us, JJ?
Yeah,
it's frozen.
It's internet, but yeah, man. What JJ like 6'8", 6'9"?
All right, so Bob, somebody on the timeline, Hoop Baller Scoop. They wanted to ask you or me a question. Check it out.
6'7".
Grew up. I knew Ben Wilson. Any personal memories? Yeah, man. Actually, I was actually on Simeon's team my sophomore year. When I left and came over to Mendel from Mendel High School, I was on Simeon's team for a short period. And I had a chance to practice with Ben. And he remembered me because I played against Simeon when I was at Mount Carmel, coming out as an 8th grader. So when I got to Simeon, he saw me. He was like, man, dude, you over here? So first day of practice, he was like, man, sit back and watch the show. And he just went to work on everybody in there, man. And can't nobody deny that. Ben put y'all in the basket, baby. So, yeah, I got a chance to see that with Benji.
Okay. All right, we got JJ back now.
JJ, you back?
Yeah, we got him back. So, JJ, what are some of your memories? What are some of your memories, JJ, of some of the guys you played against or with out of Chicago? And it could be Summer League, Bradley, any of your memories that you remember playing with your guys. And it could be off the wall, something crazy.
Man, me, Mark, Isaiah, we're still in high school. We won the Summer League. And
in high school.
Man, and Mark remember that. Isaiah remember that. Tony Brown remember that. We was juniors going to our senior year. So we won the Summer League. And I said, man, and that's what gave me the confidence I can play.
Wait, JJ, hold on, JJ.
What it was, I can play.
Hold on, Jay. Hold on, JJ. You mean to tell me you guys were in high school playing against pros and won?
Yeah. Ex Mark, we won.
I heard it before. I heard the story before. With Doc Rivers on that team.
Mark came on the show and said this. I remember now.
Man.
But the crazy thing about it is he said they were juniors.
Right.
We won.
Wow. But it was you, Mark Aguirre, Isaiah Thomas, Tony Brown. That's all you need right there. That's all you need. Them four right there. Throw anybody else in there with that group.
But and from Austin, Anthony
Okay.
Johnson. Hughes. I mean,
Eddie Hughes.
we was balling.
Wow.
Yep.
That's a lot of buckets, man.
Wow. So who was shooting all the balls? Was it Mark or you? Which one of y'all was shooting all the balls,
Hey,
man?
sometimes go to Mark, sometimes go to me.
Man, that
But
is something
it was
special.
48 games. 47 minutes in the game. So
Wow.
I said, man, after my senior year, shit, couldn't nobody touch me.
Wow. That I have to see that, man. Like, I would pay big money to see just the three guys you named, you, Mark, and Isaiah. I would pay big money to watch you guys play the game of basketball in high school, because I never seen you guys play in high school. I just read about it, I heard about it, but I never seen you guys play in person. And I would love to have seen that play against professionals. You guys in high school playing against professionals and beating it. You said y'all won it. Man, if somebody got a video of that, please put it out there on social media.
Yep. You know they ain't gonna put that out there. Hey, David Booth say the Bradley team that you played for was their NBA team.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, he just said it. I just put it up there. So growing up in Peoria, David Booth said Bradley was our NBA team. Wow. And Bradley. What would you say, JJ? We can't hear you.
But
damn, I wish we could have got it on
good. What was in town is basketball.
Mm-hmm. Peoria.
That's it.
Mm-hmm.
That's all. Yep.
So do you think, JJ, when you committed to Bradley that you opened up the floodgates for Chicagoans, or was anybody from Chicago there before you guys started coming? Because it seemed like year after year, somebody was going to Bradley University from Chicago public school.
Well, I think I opened the gates because once the weeks came, Hershey Hawson came. I was talking to him when he was at Westinghouse. I said, go to Bradley, because back then there wasn't no Division I, Division II schools. It was all universities.
Mm.
So, and I talked to Hershey Hawkins. I said, man, you can pass my record, and he did.
Wow.
Yep.
But that just shows me the humbleness that's inside of you to say that. You actually said this to Hershey Hawkins, who was the hell of a scorer coming out of Chicago, Westinghouse. Go to Bradley, not caring about your records. It's not about that to me. This what shows who you really are, man. Like your character, what JJ was really built on. It wasn't about my numbers. It was about how can I help the next young man become special.
Well, when Hershey Hawkins was at Westinghouse, he played center.
Mm-hmm.
When he got Bradley, he played guard. I used to go down the when my time was, and play ball with Hershey Hawkins, all them. Anthony Manuel from Crane.
Yeah.
Somebody, Jerry Thomas.
Yep, from Collins.
All West guys, studs.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So I would say you definitely opened up the floodgates.
I was roommates with. Yep.
You was roommates with who?
And I was roommates with Jerry Thomas Jerry's Thomas when I went down to Bradley and get my degree.
Oh, so you went back and
I
got your
my
degree.
So right. Yep.
There we go. There we go, JJ. Because the school still have to pay for it when they give you the scholarship anyway. Go get it, man.
Wow.
That's what's up.
So that had to be in the 80s, right? 88, 89 when you went back? Or 87?
Right.
Yeah.
Yep.
Wow.
And then the practice court is named.
You said the court's named after him?
He said the practice court named after him.
When I got through playing. Yep.
Wow, JJ. That's what I'm talking about. I didn't even know that. See, I didn't know that. Basketball practice courts is named after JJ.
Usually, if somebody's dead, they name it after you. But
you're
I'm
right.
still alive. So
that's beautiful.
And that's one reason. And that's one reason why we wanted you to come on too, man. We want to celebrate our Chicago public school, even if somebody that we known for a while from a different state. But we really all about Chicago, trying to, share our appreciation towards you guys who paved the way for myself, Bobby, and a lot of youngsters, man, growing up in Chicago. We looked up to you guys. So we always want you guys to come back and be a part of this show. And so when I said, I got to get JJ on, we have to, because, you built Metro High School.
Like y'all.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But like y'all, I looked up to Mickey Johnson and Sonny Parker and Ricky Green. You looked up to me and Mark McGuire, Isaiah.
That's right.
Because basketball is in Chicago. I don't care what you say. It's in Chicago.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I
and
agree.
Then when I took Donald, Brian Crabtree,
Okay.
Reggie Ward. I took them all over there and some jobs for them. We practiced, played, and I came back with from Bradley. When we came back at 3-4 the train, they stayed over there and got some jobs.
Wow.
And I have a camp.
You said you had a camp. You had a camp. You still do the camp?
And then I got a camp in. Yep.
Okay.
It's been 22 years.
Wow.
Yep.
Wow.
So
who we got here?
Let's
go to some of.
Nothing.
Let's go. What did he say down there?
One of my favorite OGs. Didn't talk much, but when JJ spoke, we all listened because he dropped knowledge and he told you the truth about your game. 100. Kenny Red.
Kenny Red. Kenny Red. Is that Kenny Redfield?
Yep.
Wow. My man, Kenny, we got to get Kenny Redfield on here then, man. We bringing out, JJ, you bringing out cats, man, we ain't seen in a while. Wow. Wow. So go ahead, Bob. I know you got one for him.
Nah, I wish he could go to maybe outside. We can get a better signal because we're going to chop him.
What'd you say, JJ? He froze up.
Maybe you can go on the porch, a back porch, get a good signal. Because JJ, you the legend. The NBA veteran. Wasn't JJ a McDonald All-American?
Dude, I don't even know when that came. I don't think it came.
If Magic played,
Nope.
And
He just said no.
Mark and Isaiah.
oh, they took Mark and Isaiah.
They could have took 3.
Uh-huh.
Is that better, Bob?
Yeah.
Let's see if you can. Let's see if you can hear us.
Yeah,
You can hear us, JJ?
Okay.
All right,
Yep.
let's see if that's better.
Can you hear me?
Yep. Is that better, Bob?
Yeah, there we go.
All right, now we can roll with it. So we talked about, we didn't really talk
Okay.
about Metro High School though. And some who came up with that name, the house that JJ built.
I don't know.
It was crazy because I remember as a shorty, my brother, because I got an older brother, and he was like, man, Metro, man. We used to ride on State Street, right? Because we lived on 22nd in State. We used to ride down State Street and we'll see the school to the left. And my brother would say, man, that's the house that JJ built right there. And I'm like, okay, who is JJ? And then he had to break it down to me and tell me, man, that boy cold, man. He dropping off 30 points a game, you know? So I'm like, okay. Then that name just registered with me as I got a little older. And I was like, I got to go see him play.
Yeah, I just want to ask you, you know, like, who was the toughest person you competed against in high school?
You hear that, JJ?
Who gave you the most problems in high school?
I don't know.
Nobody.
Manly, but I got 47 against Manly. Kind of mad. I got 47 against kind of mad. Shit, I don't know. I don't know.
Hey, JJ, you never had an off night?
When I went to Whiten, Indiana, they gave me the most problem. They fouled me out.
Oh, wow.
Wow. So Curly Boo said 43 points per game at Metro. 43 points a game at Metro. And JJ, it wasn't a 3-point line. So you probably would have averaged 50-some points a game.
I don't know.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, that's true.
You gotta talk about yourself, man. Like, man, you was that dude. Like, I got Kendall Gill brother on our timeline. He said me and Kendall used to watch JJ and would try to walk like you. Because you had that pigeon toe, bow-legged walk.
Right. Liv, you kind of walk like that, don't you?
Yeah, man. I think I might have picked it up a little bit too.
Yeah, y'all are silly.
Yeah, man.
Hey, JJ, how was it when you played into All-Star games? Like, when you go into an All-Star game, what was your mentality? Because you scored 40, you're a pure scorer. What was it most about you? Was you a showman, man? Because I enjoy watching.
I wasn't a showman, but if somebody get in front of me, I said, what am I going to do? Take it behind my back, turn, or, you know. Because I was like, I thought you made more than you when you was in high school. I weighed 190 pounds in high school.
Okay.
And
Free.
going to the vet, I just got 200 pounds on me.
Wow.
Wow.
You
And that's
6'9" or 6'8"?
6'7".
6'7".
6'7". Yep.
Look who joined us again on our look who just said something about him.
Darren Brickman.
Darren Brickman just joined this man and said JJ game was unbelievable. So man, Fred Chavez, you know him?
Flip.
Yeah, he
Flip.
said y'all used to play with him. Rock and roll. What's rock and roll? Is that Memphis?
No, it's a team that was
That's out west.
there.
All the Claire.
No, yeah. It's, Tony McCall, Flip, me, Donald Reese, Brian Leach, Tim Holloway.
Oh.
Right.
Oh.
That's that team. Brian Lee, Tim Hardaway, you, Tony McCoy, Fred man.
So
That's loaded.
They tell me your nickname though was the Truth.
Yep.
Was that? Yeah. Yeah. So Paul Pierce stole your name.
Tony McCall gave me that. The Truth.
The Truth. Wow. That fits you though. The Truth. Wow.
Hey JJ, do you think you was before your time, man?
I don't know. Because the car may fall where they lay. You know. Because
right.
if you handle, you know, too many guys handling the ball like I did.
Right.
So when I get in for the Utah Jazz, he said, play point. So, you know.
Right.
And when I got hurt and Utah Jazz gave up on me, I twisted my ankle, came back, and somebody took my place. So I went overseas.
Wow. Doggy dog world, man.
But still in all, I made more money in overseas than I made in the NBA. I still get paid for the NBA. So
right.
That's
right.
That's a blessing.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
I coached with Memphis Grizzlies for 15 years.
Oh wow.
So yeah.
So you're gonna get two pensions. You're gonna get one as a player and as a coach.
Right.
Wow. Wow.
You know, that's stuff that we don't find out unless y'all share that. You know what I'm saying, JJ? Because most times people think that after you done playing, you done with the game. Liv, did you know that he was coaching with the Memphis Grizzlies for 12 years? You knew that? Yep. See, I didn't know that, man. That's big time.
And I know Tony Brown did the same thing.
Mm-hmm. But he's still coaching.
Yeah.
He was with the Washington Wizards up to this year.
Wow. See? No,
That's big time.
I knew JJ was still involved in the game, man, and with the Memphis Grizzlies and giving his knowledge back. So I knew that. Yeah, I did know that, Bob.
That's real.
So, but JJ, Demetrius, one of our listeners, he wanted to know how many points you averaged overseas.
Shit, man. I don't know.
Take a guess.
About 30-something.
30-some points. So you wasn't caught up in that stuff, man. I could tell you just played the game. You just let whatever the chips lay, wherever they laid, you just like, man, whatever happens, happens.
Right. Because if you get caught up on money, the money could be taken away from you. If you get injured, you know, you can die or something. I mean, because I play with Roy Topley what I play. But he died. And
Right.
the pension stuff is taken away from him in Greece.
Mm.
In Greece.
Right. We won the European Cup and went back to the NBA. And 2 years later, he died.
Wow.
Wow.
So I mean, you get caught up on money because before I had a stroke about 7 years ago.
Okay.
And I was laying there, and the doctor talked to my mother, my owner, and Jerry West. He said, I don't know if he can walk again. I don't know if he can talk again. I don't know. But
Wow.
I heard that. So I said, I'm going to talk, I'm going to walk, and I'm going to do everything like I used to do. But I can't shoot now, you know,
Right.
because my right side was stiff, you know. So,
Wow. This was 7 years ago?
yep.
Dang. Man. Well, I'm just gonna say, man, we'll keep praying. You know, you my man. And I never want to see anybody go through any pain or anything, man. That's just how I'm cut. That's the way I'm built, you know. So I'm glad you back with us, JJ, man, and moving and not letting something defeat you. You being true to yourself, like, man, I'm gonna still live my life the way I know how to live my life. And you also taking care of your mom.
Yeah. Yeah, that's what I'm doing now. I'll be in the house.
See?
When she go to church, be at home. When she come back to church, I'll be in the house. So,
Yeah.
yeah.
So you see that down at the bottom, Curly Boo. He says, fellas, can you ask him about his battles against Larry Bird and undefeated Indiana State team in 1979 when he was a freshman, dropped 30 in one game and 27 in the other? You remember that game?
At home, he scored 4 points. Because
Larry Bird did
Carl
it?
Nix, yeah, we doubled him. Carl Nix and a point guard, I forgot his name. He was from Chicago too. Carl Nix.
Carl Nix. I remember jump pretty high, right?
Right. And then left hand, and he went to the NBA. And I said, they told us up. Him and the young guy tore us up. So, but they lost to Ragged Johnson now.
All right, they did lose the Magic.
Yeah, but that was the same year.
Yep.
Wow.
There was some killers in there that doing 79. Y'all was loaded.
Because Mark and them had a chance to go to the Final Four that year. Right?
Yep, they lost to Indiana State. They showed on video Mark talk about it. He said he had that last shot. But Mark talked about the fact he could have changed the trajectory of history. He said if he'd hit that shot, it would have been Bats versus Bird. But who knows, man? Who knows?
But no,
that's a good question.
But I want to go back because JJ didn't say his points. Did you score those points on them like that, JJ?
I don't know, man. I'm serious. I don't know. You know.
JJ can't keep up, Lil. He putting up buckets. He wasn't counting them. Right. Hey, let me say something quick. I know kids that be like, you know it too, Lil. They go to the scores table. How many points I got? JJ was putting up so many numbers. He ain't had time to do all of that, man.
Right. He was basically saying, man, y'all know what I did. Go read it up in the newspaper.
Hey, let me ask you something real quick, man. Okay, go ahead. Hey, JJ, what do you think of the state of Chicago basketball right now? What you see with the young guys coming out right now doing their thing? Do you see them? Is it in a healthy state right now?
No, Oh man, this overseas has taken over. They post up, they pass the ball, and the AEU is bad for the Chicago basketball because they run up and down, and they think they can play. You know, there's 2 3s, no in between game at all. No, I mean, it's shoot a
I
3
agree.
or done.
I agree. I
That's all.
agree. I agree. So you think that the game is being taught different with when people start talking about the analytics, of the game. You either dunking or you're shooting a 3-pointer. Mark Aguirre talked
Right.
about this. I heard Isaiah talk about this on one of the shows he was on, that kids don't work on that elbow mid-range jump shot, or in between that 3-point line and the hoop. You don't work on that mid-post pull-up jump shot. It's just not being taught no more. I'm even like, when I teach kids, when I say stop at that hash, that second hash by the free throw line and pull up, they're like, what do you mean? They don't even know what I'm talking about, because it's not being taught, so that's a good point that you made, Bobby, and good answer too, JJ, that the game is being mistaught, and people are believing it. Like Isaiah said this, he said, why reinvent something when it was already being taught? Now it was already called stats, my stats. Now you want to throw these big words in to try to make people think it's something different. It's not nothing different. It's still percentages.
Analytic stats. What's the difference?
Right.
Potato, tomato, tomato. Oh God.
That's true.
Yeah. So, but JJ, man, I know we're not gonna hold you up, man, much longer. But I want you to say one thing before you go. Just drop some knowledge to a young kid who's thinking about playing the game, or a parent of understanding what it takes for my son or daughter to be, a successful basketball player.
The parents got to stay out of the coach's way.
Parents stay out of coach's way.
Because they don't know much about basketball,
Mm-hmm.
and if they kids, if they kids even think you so them much about basketball, the parents can't tell them what you tell them.
Mm.
2 to 3. Why? Dunk the ball. Why? You can tell them what to do, how to do it, and get a scholarship. Fuck the NBA. If you make it to the NBA, that's fine. But fuck the NBA. Because most people, mothers and dads, will tell them, you're gonna make it. You're gonna make it. And they fall short. Play overseas. And I saw you talking about the Division 2, the Division 3. That's a good choice. If you can play, they'll pick you up anywhere. You know what I'm saying?
I love that, man. I love that. I'm glad you said that. Because these kids brainwashed now, JJ, thinking if they got to go D1. They got to go D1, right?
Right.
Or just like he said, Bob, everybody can't make it to the NBA either. So we put so much pressure on our kids to say it's D1 high major. You got to go high major, or you got to go to the NBA. You know, JJ just said he made a hell of a career playing basketball overseas, making a lot of money. You know? And I think we do put a lot of pressure. If you make it to the NBA, great, you know, but that's not the end of all end right there. You know, like it's some things you can do across that water too, and make a hell of a career if you do it right.
Yeah.
But you don't get the recognition playing overseas as you do playing the NBA. You know what I'm saying? Because overseas, you come home, what you average? What's this? What's this? And you don't get the recognition. You know? But I love overseas. I've been to every state overseas that is except for Africa. So I got the recognition, you know.
Right.
That's real. Walter Bond said it, man. You made going overseas cool because Lib, you went over there, you know. So, man, and when I heard going over there, you don't have to pay taxes. I was like, oh, that's where I want to go too.
No, I mean that's the only reason why I was even thinking about it, because he went over there, JJ.
And then they give you a car to drive. They give you a house to live in with furniture and all that stuff.
So you don't even have to spend your money.
Only thing you pay for is your meals.
Right.
So
before we go,
when I was in the
but before we go, JJ, did you play for? Was one of your teams owners Louis Vuitton? That's something. Somebody told me that one of the. So is that how you got all that Louis Vuitton stuff? Yeah.
Well, he was friend.
Okay.
With the owner.
Oh, okay. Okay.
My mother came over there.
And right
I said, oh, it's free? I said, yeah.
Wow.
It's free. So
I'm telling you, because I saw you, man. I said, JJ got every Louis Vuitton bag. He had the little thing you put your toothpaste in, the Louis Vuitton. He had the little luggage. I mean, he had Louis Vuitton everything.
Liv was watching you, JJ, man. He was watching, man. Liv like, I'm going to get that when I grow up.
Yeah, man. So JJ, I heard you do have a son that played basketball, right? Is he still playing, or is he still playing?
No, he's down in Dallas.
He's out in Dallas now.
But not. Yeah, he played overseas, and he came back home because he had my grandbaby. And,
okay.
And he's in Dallas now. Because Chicago is too rough, you know, going gyms and all that stuff. So.
Yeah, man.
And I know your son probably, because is he named after you?
Yep.
Yeah. So I know he probably was like, I know he probably was like, man, everywhere I go, people talking about my dad, and I have to like basically try to fill those shoes.
Hey, but my son can play.
I heard.
He can jump like I jump. Yeah.
I heard. And he was, how tall was he?
He left.
Wow.
He was 6'7". Wow.
Dang, if I could have had just one son to get to 6'7". Hey.
Yeah, I heard a lot of good things about his son, or your son, JJ. I heard a lot of good things about it. And it's just unfortunate that, everybody paths don't go the same way, like, you took the
That's true.
NBA route for 3 years and then said, you know what, you guys are not going to pay me enough money. I'm making more money overseas. So why would I turn that down? But someone else, JJ, probably on the flip side, would have probably turned that down and said, well, I want to say I've been in the NBA and I want to, but you're sitting on the bench. You may not play. The next year, you might be out of the league. You took the for sure thing, went
Thank you.
across that water, made a great career for yourself, and did well with yourself. Got back into the NBA as a coach, did that for another 12 years. So I think JJ Anderson lived a damn good life, and did a lot of great things for
Right.
Chicago. So
Yep.
man, big ups to you, JJ, man. I'm like, I wish I could have jumped right into the coaching and did that.
Big ups to y'all because you got guys on and tell their story,
Mm-hmm.
and somebody might be watching this and say, I want to live like you, or you,
Right.
because we didn't get in no trouble,
No.
So big ups to y'all.
Appreciate you.
But JJ, you one of my favorite players all time. Like I said, I could never get tall enough to get the cuff slammed though. I'll be at Chicago State, musty as heck up in there with everybody else. Like, look at JJ, man.
Right. We gotta come see that, man.
You gotta see that, right, Lynn?
In that hot box too, man. Chicago State, no air conditioning. You just.
Hey, remember the steel bars? You had your legs in between there. You sitting up at the top, all the way at the top.
Yep.
No, y'all never sat all the way up at the top. My bad. I'm talking to y'all was on the floor playing. I was at the top.
Right.
But it was hot in that gym. I don't care what you say. It was hot.
Hey, let me add this to this too,
Man.
JJ, man. Liv. Back then, though, all y'all pros agreed to go and play together in the summer. It was all y'all. Artis Gilmore, Reggie Theers, Ricky Sobers, Lloyd Batts. The list went on and on and on and on and on and on.
Sure, and I think one year, Ricky Green brought all you guys, like most of the Utah Jazz players, to Chicago.
Yep, Daryl Griffin, Jeff Wilkins, me, Ricky Green.
Yep.
I remember that.
We was lucky, Liv, to be able to have that.
And what was the guy that was like involved? Go. What'd you say, JJ?
But it's we played to play, not get some money to play. You know what I'm saying? We played,
Yeah.
And Daryl Griffin
it's not like that.
Daryl Griffin anytime.
Wow.
You know.
Y'all was loaded up in that gym, man. All the pros, man. I tell my sons all the time, like, y'all generation didn't get what we got. I walk right up to all Artis Gilmore, JJ. How you doing, man? And they in the league. You know what I'm saying? They like, what's up, shorty? And it's nothing. You can't walk up to these guys now, But the culture has changed too. So a lot of people got bad intentions.
But they got bodyguards.
Right.
We ain't had no bodyguards.
No.
Right. Right.
You're right, man. You guys did have some police officers at the game, so that nobody would mess with y'all. They would walk to your car and y'all done. But it's different now, man. It's like they've got people on salary, like 2-3 of them. You can't even like touch them. You can't get an autograph, And I think that would help change probably the mindset of a lot of youngsters in Chicago. See, we could talk to you guys when y'all were playing at the pro-am, JJ and Isaiah and y'all will wave or y'all will sign an autograph real quick because y'all didn't want to get bum rushed, but we still can touch and talk to you guys. And that's what the beauty of Chicago Pro-Am was back in the day. And if we can get some of that back, I ain't saying we're going to get it all back like that, but if we can get some of that back, and I know rest in peace to my man, Shelly. Was it Shelly Stark?
Yeah.
Was it Shelly that helped put that Pro-Am together? Old school Shelly. I know he's no longer with us.
Yep.
Yeah. So it was put together real nice, the Pro-Am,
If they come back and want to play with a team in Chicago, you can get the same thing you had back then. They come home to the Chicago Pro League. I'm playing with my friends.
Mm-hmm.
Why? Because you learn a lot playing against different guys.
Mm-hmm.
What you can do, what you can't do. You play with your friends, you can do anything because they don't want to hurt you.
Yeah.
Right.
That's a good point.
Well, in defense of these guys nowadays, they really like the Steph Curry now making $400 million. They got to have some type of security around. You can't just show up into Chicago State with no security with $400 million on the table, man.
No, I'm saying what JJ said was like quit trying to play with your friends and get a opportunity to play against other people because other people can make your game get a little better. When you play against your friends, they like, man, I ain't really gonna try to press up with you on you real hard because you my boy.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
Go ahead, JJ. I'm sorry I cut you off.
Because if Steph Curry shoot the ball where she shoots the ball from, you can't touch him.
Right.
He don't get hurt unless he go to the basket.
Right.
And they not even banging like they used to anyway, because you ain't got the big. You don't have no bigs down there now. We're even protecting the rim. They out on the perimeter trying to stick the center. So
hey, Liv, some dude, John Porter, said JJ got him eating hot sauce.
He got what?
He said John Porter, tell JJ he still got me eating that damn hot sauce. Put him up there, Liv.
I don't see him.
You don't see the comment? John Portis Jr. He said, tell JJ he still got me eating that damn hot sauce.
Yeah, I don't even see him on my timeline.
Oh, okay.
Mm-mm. You know who that is, JJ?
Yeah.
So JJ used to like to eat the spicy food, huh?
Well, shit. When I go to some hot sauce, shit.
Right. So, anything else, JJ, you want to share with some of our listeners about your program? You said you got a camp that you do every year. What's the name of the camp?
It's JJ and Danny Davis basketball.
Okay.
It's free. You had to have a hotel room,
Wow.
but it's free.
Is it in Chicago?
No, it's in Peoria. I couldn't get no sponsor in Chicago.
That's crazy.
I guess
You hear that? If anybody out there listening, we need JJ to bring that camp to Chicago. He needs a title sponsor. Show as well as All Ball Chicago needs that sponsor, right? But JJ needs that title sponsor. Is free. You hear that? He just said his camp is free. He wants to do it in Chicago, but cannot get that title sponsor. So if any of our listeners out there that knows someone that has a big corporation that wants to sponsor JJ's basketball program so he can have it in Chicago, This is where he's from. This is where he's from.
Yes, sir. That's what One thing I love about doing this show is like people get a chance to meet guys like you, JJ, like right now, and see that, man, this is a good dude, man, and it just breaks down the barriers of what people may perceive you as being if they never met you. So shout out to JJ Anderson, my favorite cuff slammer. My favorite.
Yes, and Ronald Sims, you are right. I do remember Greg Carney as well with Mr. Starks. Both of them guys did run the pro-am. You're correct.
Yeah.
You're correct. All right. I'm just trying to look at some of these comments, man. Shout out to my man Arthur AG. He's saying use the game as a tool to get what you feel is important to sustain for life. My man. That was Arthur AG. You know Arthur AG, who has the started the Hoop Dreams.
All right, man.
Hoop Dreams. All right, JJ, man. Make sure you let everybody, tell mom and everybody say hi, man. And appreciate you, brother.
Thank you all.
All right.
Bye-bye.
Mitchell JJ Anderson in the building, baby.
JJ, man. JJ was good, man. And I just wish we had a better reception, man, that we can hear him really talk.
That's why I'm going to ride down on him. I'm going to ride down on him one day with my stuff.
I think he was saying some good things, man. And you could just see how humble he is, man. Like,
yeah. He
doesn't like to brag about himself and and whatnot. And I'm kind of like that too,
Yeah.
And I don't like, unless somebody,
well, it's for people to do it though.
But if somebody crosses you, you're gonna defend yourself. Like if you would have came and tried to say, well, JJ, I'll bust you up, and I'll guarantee he would shut you up.
You're right. Now that's a different type of level. That's JJ, the trash talker. And we're gonna go out there. I don't even think he talked a lot when he played. I just think he gave people buckets. And that's why I asked him, do we think he was before his time? Because back then it wasn't a lot of 6'7", 6'8" guys getting buckets like that.
Right.
And most coaches, were they able to deal with a guy, that caliber athlete? You see what I'm saying? Without putting those strings on them, Liv.
Well, I think from what I've seen of him, he played his ass off at, excuse my language, he played his butt off at Metro High School. He did his thing down at Bradley. It's always that NBA. That NBA finds some kind of way to tone it down, to tone your game down. And I think that's probably what happened, but no, he said he got hurt. That's what he said. He said he got hurt, but
he got drafted by Philly though.
Right. But then something he said he got hurt and it wasn't the same,
But imagine had he got drafted by Doug Collins with the Bulls, like Michael did. No, Kevin Lockery now. Because back then, your coach had to be on board with to let you get loose, right?
Yeah, but I don't even think sometimes it might not even come from the coach. It could be coming from the general manager. They put the pressure on the coach that this is my guy. I brought this guy in and you have to do this, this, and that. But the coach could have another agenda saying, that's not who I want to play. So it's a two-way street, man. Anything is possible, man. Anything could have been said, but we do know that Mitchell J.J. Anderson is a legend from Chicago, and he will always be that in my eyes and in Chicagoans' eyes.
Hey, Marvin Williams, shout out, man. He said, great guest, great host as always. I really appreciate you guys taking the time to spend the old school knowledge and history for those who haven't been around long enough to appreciate it, to know it. Hey, man, let me tell you something. That's stuff that I absolutely do not know, and I'll be giving it up on here. And then, like Sweet Charlie Brown, you go back to those guys. I don't know those dudes, but, man, this is the platform. And real quickly, one of my family called me yesterday. He was just telling me how much he loved his show. He was like, Bob, he said, you and Marcus cannot stop doing all ball Chicago. Do you understand me? And he was very emphatic about it. Because he was like, man, y'all bring the mix of old dudes from the streets. You bring so many people. He like, man, we locked in on y'all show, man. And they out in Indianapolis and down in Vegas and stuff. So, man, we here to stay.
Because it's Chicagoans everywhere.
Right.
Everywhere. And every state is going to be someone from Chicago that played ball or knew somebody that played ball. And they're going to tune in and watch the show. And they're going to be like, man, I was always wondering what happened to that guy.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what we try to do. We try to bring some guys on that people probably just maybe forgotten about. And we want to bring them back and uplift them.
You know how they got that NBA show with Kenny Smith and all them sitting around the room. What's that, NBA Open Court? So I ran it by Russell Cross. Who else did I have? George Montgomery. I said, I want to get some dinosaurs on here, Liv, and just let the dinosaurs just go back in the archives. Yeah.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because you probably know a lot of that stuff. I don't remember a lot of that stuff from the 70s, dog. I don't.
Well, shoot, I was born in '68, dude. What you talking about?
You was just getting out of Pampers, right? I was born in '68 too. That's right.
So what are you talking about? I don't know nothing about the '70s, man, like that. You know,
right.
But definitely, you know, we can have a segment where we let those guys come on and they basically just take over. You know, and talk about what they remember. Even when we had Sweet Charlie Brown on. And he was talking about segregation back then and how you couldn't go on the other side and do this and that. And then when they went downstate, it was a fix. I mean, come on, he was dropping knowledge, man. Sweet Charlie Brown was dropping a lot of knowledge. And Curly Boo, father, played with him. Mm-hmm. You know, so, and Curly, we need that documentary, man. Hurry up and come on with that documentary.
And the spin-off on that, that just made me think about what JJ said. The only time he was shut down when he went down to Whiting. They found him out. Where's Whiting at? Is that downstate?
That could be anywhere, man. That could be anywhere. You know, that could be, you know, a predominantly white school somewhere that you had an opportunity to go play, you know, and we did it. We did it. We lost when I was at King. We went to Rock Island and lost, you know. So it's, you know, Chicago just got a rap that, man, we're not gonna let them come down here and beat us, you know. So that's could be one of the things. But man, JJ was good, man. JJ was good. I just wish we could have got him, you know, in a better location so we can, because people want to hear him, you know. Bradley University, they love him, you know. Guys, the people from Peoria, Illinois, they love, you know, especially when guys from Chicago come down there and actually really enjoy themselves, and he's running his camp there. The camp should be in Chicago. You know, that camp should be in Chicago. So we need.
Well, they're gonna have to get a spinoff because Bradley take care of their players, obviously, man. It's obvious.
But that's how it is. That's how it should be too, though, Bob. Right? That's how it should be.
I mean, Curly Blue doing his thing down there still, so it's enough to go around.
I mean, David Booth. I mean, David Booth told me about his camps that he used to do. Curly Booth does camps there. Peoria is a place, man, that I think also don't get its just due. You know, a lot of great basketball players came out of Peoria, out of Peoria, Illinois.
And the greatest comedian in the world.
Oh, yeah. Richard Pryor. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. I want to ask some of our listeners, man, and I forgot. I wanted to ask JJ this too. Did they have a gymnasium? I don't even remember. Did they have a gym at Metro? Do you remember, Bob? Do you know if they had a gym?
I don't remember, man. I don't remember. Like I said, I was too young. I went on the prom with Jones commercial when they changed the name in '88, but that don't
I
count.
think they played all their games away.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just thinking. That's what I'm thinking.
Well, I mean, you figure the West Side, you would know that.
Yeah, I wanted to ask them that, but I forgot to ask them that question. Where did they play their games? Because I don't remember a gym. I've been in that place before, but I don't remember a gym. So
Yeah, man. That's it's just
one of my friends said they had a pole in the middle of their gym.
Oh damn.
So it
Wow.
probably was the lunchroom too. Probably was the lunchroom too.
He said the school without walls, huh? They had a pole in the middle of that gym.
No fast breaks.
Oh wow. Wow.
Oh man, that's too funny.
That's history, bro.
That's
whose gym had the carpet in it? Somebody had a carpet. Yeah,
somebody had carpet in it.
I went to a gym. Somebody had carpet. Like I'm not gonna be diving on the floor after that damn ball.
Now you going back to the 70s for real, because I don't remember not one.
Probably one of them. You know what? And speaking of court gym, I had this pastor. Now, real quick, and we don't pick people denomination and religious stance. I'm just sharing this. All right. My guy, Dr. Pastor Simmons, he's trying to start leagues in the inner city for guys to get them back coming to church, man. So he want to start basketball leagues to try to get our kids off the street because we tried everything else. So I just wanted to put a shout out my man, Pastor Simmons. Like we don't pick religion. Religion, that's your choice. He just wants to get kids back into the church, these young men back to the church playing ball. And he's gonna start leagues for kids to get off the streets.
Isn't that what the guy was doing over at St. Sabina's?
You're talking about I can't forget his name, but Father Flager.
Yeah, isn't he doing that?
Well, they silenced him right now.
Why don't they partner up and
he can't touch Father Flager. He got allegations right now.
But I thought somebody told he was clear to that. I don't know, but I know that's what he was doing. But yeah.
Father Flager is a great guy, man.
So if you can put that out there, man, and see. I know my man. I think he's trying to do midnight basketball again too. I can't think of his name now, man. He did it back in the day. He's the one started it back in the day, and I think he's Gill, Mr. Gill.
Okay.
He the one started the midnight hoops in Chicago back in the day. Maybe bring that back and we can change some things, because that's when the kids are doing this, whatever they're doing, man, out late at night, 12 o'clock at night.
Yeah, that's a tough one, man. And I respect it. I love it, but I'd rather them be punching the clock from 11 to 7. We can get them punch the clock, then they come get some rest and play ball, they go back to work. But I mean, anything that can work, man.
Yeah, you got to reach them though, Bob. You got to reach them. You're not going to reach them by saying, you better go get a job. You got to reach them with some activities, some kind of activities. And then you slowly push. Once they get to know you and trust you, then you can start doing that other stuff. Like, man, let's go back to school. Let's get
we got to start them young. You got to get them young now. So we have to start with 8th grade.
Because if you just throw it on them saying, man, get your butt out here, man. Go get a job. They're going to be like, man, who are you? I don't know you like that, dude. But if you bring some kind of activities in, maybe basketball, maybe baseball, maybe football, maybe whatever sport they like, say, man. And then they start building that trust. And then you can throw that, man, I got you, shorty. I got you. Let's go here. I'm going to help you. I'm going to be your big brother. And now you changing the mindset of some of these youngsters in Chicago.
Yeah, well, that's how they got to us. I mean, most times they got to us through games, Has basketball, 63rd. They work with this YMCA. They had started having games at mosque, but don't know why they stopped. Yeah, man. See, the thing to it is each team need to have a leader, meaning somebody from their community representing them. And then we want everybody, and this is just my mentality on it. If you come in and be a part of this league, that what my man trying to do, you got to be signed up with somebody who can actually verify who you are, and where you come from. Because we want to be able to track people. You know what I'm saying? Because what they're trying to do is deal with some of the toughest people that's out here in these streets to get them back, to going back into their own community and building it up. Because too many of these bullets have no face. You know, they flying around, just like last night, this little 4-year-old kid gets shot in the head twice on the south side. He's 4 years old. You know, why is he laying somewhere where his parents has to bury this little kid? So we need to stop putting a face with some of the people and some of the things that's going on out here. We're not trying to get anybody locked up. But I just think if you give people an option and give them something to do, you know, start there. And then we can have some success. Because, man, a lot of these guys riding around with these guns, they scared themselves, man. You know, they scared
about it. I don't know how true it is, but I'm hearing rumors that it's 12 to 15-year-olds that's having these weapons, man.
Yeah, they coming very young.
Pulling the trigger and not even strong enough to really hold the gun. So the bullets are spraying everywhere.
Right.
You know, and your intent may be trying to shoot one person, but you're shooting everybody in this building that's across the street because your aim is not right. So
and when you shoot,
gun.
And when you shoot, that bullet just don't say, okay, I miss him, drop to the floor. That thing keeps going.
Wow.
You know, and the sad part of it is that it's all strategy right now. And it's bigger than Nino Brown. Just kidding. But we're going to continue to push our city. I know I'm up here in Chicago, and there's a lot of the headlines about the violence in here in Chicago. And I can see it all coming to a stop. It's coming. And I want to get a police chief here some credit, man, because the police are doing their job, Lip. But when they getting them locked up, guess what? They're letting them right back out into the streets, man. Every criminal that has gotten caught up on a second case has already been caught up for another case. So they putting them back out into the street and they repeat offenders. So the police doing their damn job. I know it. I've been doing my research on it. So it's all up to the state's attorney's office to prosecute these people and keep them from going back out here into the streets and doing it all over again. Because a lot of it is mental. It has nothing to do with them being a lot of time violent. I just think some people are psychologically balanced.
Well, but is it because of the law? You know, these are 12 years old kids. You know, you must try them as an adult. If you try them as a kid, of course they're going to get back out. You know, so maybe it's the laws that need to be changed. You know, but Bob, that kid, I read about that, man. That kid was living in Chicago, and I think his family moved to Alabama, and he came back for the holiday.
They was over in Woodlawn
or something, and 2 bullets came in.
Yeah.
So, man, my prayers and thoughts go out to the family of this young kid who didn't get an opportunity to become an adult one day because of this senseless violence that continues in Chicago over and over and over again. That could have been any one of our sons or cousins or nephews or grandbabies.
Yeah, man. And
when is enough is enough.
It's been over 300 kids shot this year already. 300 kids, man, in Chicago. Like, okay, when we grew up, we might have 1 or 2 people get shot. So it's something going on. And it's bigger than what we may see, but somebody is part, somebody's putting this out, somebody's doing something, man. It's something tricky going on here. I heard
it's social media clout. That's what I've been hearing. They bigger on social media and then they go out and do it.
Oh, they be lip boxing on social media. Well, that's out of my range. I'm gonna continue to pray for these kids out here that they can probably find peace. All of y'all need to find peace within yourself, man, because ultimately life is beautiful, man, if you can get to that point, you know, and I'm not gonna blame you. I'm gonna continue to push for you. I'm working on comprising a list of Chicago ballers who had elite careers going on and then they ended up in prison. During my correctional career, I met and played against many of them. Our officers' team would pick certain inmates, residents, and practice against them. Glenn Rivers' former high school teammate was one of them. Everyone knew him knew ball in the 80s know who Glenn former teammate is. Everyone who knew ball in the 80s know who Glenn former teammate was. Who?
I don't know who that Facebook user is. Because when you guys try to get on our show, you must, accept that StreamYard link so we can see who, actually chiming in with us. So make sure you do that so we'll know who you are, because all I'm seeing is Facebook user on my end.
Yeah. But so yeah, we have a lot of fun on this show, but we do like to get serious sometimes because it is all ball Chicago, and we have a problem here in Chicago with our youth, and we're not putting them down. I'm not one to say, "Oh, y'all a bunch of damn fools." No. It starts somewhere, and if we can get to the root of it by helping these mothers, these single mothers that's out here trying to raise these young men, and these dads who are here, because there's not a lot of opportunities in Chicago, so. We have to help them find ways to be able to maneuver throughout, because violence is not always the route. So
right. Okay, that was my man Randall who posted that. Randall, my man Randall, he is from Proviso. He's from the Maywood area. So Randall, he definitely got some inside put on that with the Glen Rivers situation and his teammate. It's sad though, man, that guys that you probably played against or with, and they get in some trouble because, they may, veer off, off track, get off track and sell drugs, join gangs, and it sidetracks them and get them away from what really could help them become better. Basketball, I know we talk about it all the time, Bob, that how basketball saves a lot of, inner city kids. Not just in Chicago, but across the country.
Around the world.
City basketball have saved a lot of lives, and it's how we accept it, like listen to the JJ talk. I listened to all of the guys who came on our show, and I listened to their story, man. And they all started off with basketball, my brother, or somebody gave it uncle, or somebody introduced them to the game, and somehow they fell in love with it. We have to get back to that. And I know I had my father, my parents. You had, your uncle who helped you and guide you
in the gym.
My man. So we had those type of people in our lives. I read something about a kid the other day, man, and he seemed like he was down, and I think he just needs someone to talk to, and we can. I'm here, man. Like if anybody has somebody that's going through something and they need someone to talk to, especially, if you see them going down that wrong road or that direction that they need some pick me up, inbox me, and I definitely will reach out to them.
Absolutely, man. That's what I was saying. Anything that anybody need as far as with the motivational tip, any young person need to get back in school. You need the direction and doing whatever, man. I do a Zoom call with your parents, man. I do that, man. Hey, look. At this point, at 53 years old, I've pretty much seen it all. I ain't gonna say I've done it all, though, but I've seen a lot of it. I've done some of it too. So I might be able to help one of you little dudes out, man, or one of you young ladies out. I just think that we all could be this close to throwing it all away or turning it all around. Right. And that's what it is, man.
Bob, before we go, I want to say this. Where is the parents of these young people who's doing these shootings?
And, it's a tough one, man. It's a tough one because a lot of the kids, man, I was who was that I was listening to? It was a guy, he was in his house and him and his wife had just went to sleep. And an intruder came into his house. And it just so happened he had his gun. And he had the ups on the kid, but the kid ended up running out of bullets, so he called him. Come to find out the kid was from an affluent family, money, both parents, new whips and all of that. So it's not always the bad kids. It's not bad kids. I ain't gonna let them. It ain't always the kids that's struggling in the ghetto. It's these kids, man, that's coming from these suburbs that's coming out in these hoods and doing stupid stuff and going back home, laying down in these cushiony spots, man. I'm telling you, it ain't always the kids off over in Old Block in Inglewood or the kids in the hundreds. You got these wannabes coming from these suburbs that spoil you, got bread, that can go buy them guns. Because most of them shorties in the hood can't buy a lot of them guns. Them people from out here in the Naperville area and all that, they got these little badass kids that want to go out there and be tough.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
I'm saying, so what are you asking when your kid comes home at a late hour? Did you saying did you go to the mall and shop? The mall is closed.
Right.
You know, so what are you like? If I was that parent, you know, you coming in at 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock in the morning, and you 12, 13 years old, man, where you been?
Man, and you know what? Raising kids can be hell. I ain't gonna lie, it can be tough, man. And I got 6 of them, and Lord knows I have wanted to walk away from their little ass before, and I can see how a parent could want to do it. You know what I'm saying? And then a single mom. Shout out to the single women, man, for real, man, raising these little boys, man, because I'm telling you, I got a son that's 18, man, and I swear, man, Kobe, I love him to death, but dude, I be wanting to put my hands on him. And a lot of times, mothers can't get to them boys like that. Because they be in fear, they be feared of them young men. You know, these little boys is kind of rough, Doc. I mean, Doc, same thing.
But those shorties do know how to play them parents too against each other.
Yeah, they do. Yeah, they do. Yeah, they do.
If you get on them, oh, mom, dad tripping. Oh boy,
yeah.
Come here. You know,
so
when you have those two parents, they can play you two against each other too, man.
Absolutely, man.
But
absolutely.
No, that's definitely, you know, keep it out there, man. Each show, man, let's talk a little bit about, you know, how we can help, you know, get Chicago, you know, back to, you know, where it could be a fun place for kids. Because Chicago, we all know, it's a beautiful city. It's a beautiful city, man.
And we had a ball, dude, riding that train downtown, going down there to Treasure Chest, playing video games downtown, then go to the movies down there. I never had an encounter with a gang, never, none of that, never. Now, I've been robbed on the back of the bus a couple of times because, you know, in high school, you should never go all the way to the back of the bus, last seat all the way in the back. I did that at Mendel. I got back there. Man, give me your money. I ain't have but $1.50 in the transfer it, take it. I'm gone, man. But I'm just saying, you know, you have to. Growing up, when we grew up, man, we knew what it was. We had a lot of. We were blessed. Now this is a different generation.
It is. Definitely.
So we're not gonna beat them down. They like to play with guns. They like to shoot a lot. We have to find ways to cultivate them to get away from that culture. And now I don't know how to do that, but it just sounds good.
Maybe we need to get a police officer on one of our shows, and let's hear them talk. I want to hear. I know I got a friend, Mook. You know, grew up with us on the low end. He's a police officer. Maybe I need to get one of our police officer friends to come on here and just talk. You know, not about, you know, the policing part of it, but how, you know, these young kids think when they interact with the police, you know.
Maybe we can get Chicago chief of police on here.
There you go.
I mean, he's basically new. He's a new guy here. Like I say, man, I follow him, and I follow all of them. I kind of follow him, and people want the police to save the whole city.
Mm-hmm.
Randall McFarland, you're right. The gang culture, but you know, nowadays it's not even gangs now; it's cliques. So from what I understand, it's cliques. It's not gangs, man. You know, back when we came up, it was GDs, BDs, vice lords. We knew what it was.
Right.
But now there's no organization. And Arnie Duncan said it. He was like, when they locked up all those gang members back in the 90s, they left these kids out here on the streets, that's when they went wahoo, okay, Corral. Even though Chicago always been a tough city to live in, man.
Yeah, so back in our day, it was organized.
Right.
It was organized. You had to respect your chief. You know, you couldn't go out there and just do anything, or that's a violation.
That's a violation.
Now it's like you said, it's 5, 6, maybe 10 people in the clique, and now we got these weapons, so we're gonna go in this neighborhood because they talking trash, and that's over the internet. That's what I'm trying to tell you. It's over the internet, and now it's beef, and now you're not fist fighting. They're not fist fighting. They pulling out the missiles, and they trying to hit somebody.
Yeah. You know, I listened to that rap, and and Lil Durk said that he was like, these dudes think they tough, but they only tough from the net. And when he talk about the internet, you know, we don't live in that world, so we don't know. But it's a lot of stuff that goes on in that world, and that's what police have to go on that.
Mm-hmm.
Police depend on social media 100% almost to find stuff. It's the big conscience. You know, they say FBI, Facebook, Instagram. That's what they say it stands for. It's FBI. So
wow, wow. And you're probably right, Bob. That's probably where they get all the information from.
It's Facebook, Instagram, FBI. You're gonna tell everything. You're gonna put up a picture. Man, how many times have you seen dudes go on there with money they didn't came up with and all that, and the feds be right at the door? Like, thank you.
Knock knock.
Thank you.
Wow.
So,
wow. But yeah, man.
But give us a police officer on here, man. Anybody out there? I know some, but I ain't gonna ask them because for their safety, they might not want to be on.
Right, exactly.
But if it's somebody that's in the safety field of it, that works in the office, give us a holler.
Right. I would love to have that on there. You're right. It doesn't have to. You don't even have to show your face, man. We can just, read some comments that you're saying at the bottom or whatever, and do it that way, for your protection, because it's sad, and I think we all want to do something as Chicagoans. We want to make a difference some kind of way, but we all just don't know. We don't know because, like you said, it's a different generation, and
and Chicago's so big, but it's little.
Right. Maybe we need a 12 or 13-year-old to come on our show and talk about what they see and what they hear and how can they change it. Maybe we need to listen to a 12-year-old. Maybe we need to listen to a 10-year-old. Sometimes the adults, we get so caught up in, man, I'll stump my foot in my, if this kid, that ain't the right way. Maybe we need to hear from someone that's in that generation that's not going down that path, but maybe they can say, you know what, maybe if you adults do it this way, this can help. So maybe we need to get a 10 or 12-year-old
and
or 13-year-old.
And we can black their face out too, man. Right now, we don't want nobody becoming a target,
Exactly. But they ain't got to come. They ain't got to come on and knock on anything. They just can say, "This is what I think you need to do," and maybe just maybe it'll work. Not to say I'm in a gang. No, I don't want no I don't want no gang bangers on here because that's not what we about. But I'm saying if we can get a shorty on who is going to school, who's doing the right things, but hear things and just say, if we go like this, maybe this can help.
Linda Johnson, let me add this real quick. She said, thank you, Marcus, Liberty, and Robert Reed. It's definitely what we need. Their parents are probably dead or in jail. Remember when crack cocaine destroyed a lot of the families? The grandparents had to raise them. Yeah, man. Yeah. It basically decimated our neighborhoods, man.
Somebody already said they know a couple of kids that would love to come on.
Okay, yeah, we would like for them to be have their parents around when they come on, because we want to make sure everybody's comfortable.
Right. So whoever that Facebook user is, again, if we can't see your name, make sure you inbox me or Robert about that, because I think that's a good topic to come on with. You remember back in the day, Bob, before we get out here, I know we talking, and I love this, what we talking about too. You remember when BET had that summit, that teen summit, where it was like a round table of kids talking.
Right.
What their future looks like. Maybe we can do that on All Ball Chicago.
Ain't no maybe, man. It's a done deal, man. We want to do a teen summit on All Ball Chicago, man. Get us some youth, man. We ready. Let's go. We ready tomorrow, next day.
And we pick a date where they come on. I mean, it's going to probably have to be in the evening because kids are in school now, but I think we should do something like that because now we understanding where they coming from. You remember when you were little? Man, my mom don't understand what's going on. Well, my dad don't understand what's going on. But if we get a show and we talk amongst kids about what your future may look like, what's in your mind? What's going on in your mind? Are you trying to be an entrepreneur? Are you trying to play basketball? Are you trying to do something positive in your community?
Mm-hmm. That's one thing I would love to be able to do, man. And I've said it before and I said it again. I would love to be able to go up to these high schools and talk to these seniors in high school, man, before they get ready right before they get ready to go to their senior year, at the beginning of their senior year, so I can help them get to the next step. I could actually sit down with a kid and tell them what I think that they should do, Liv, because you can see it in them sometimes. If it's school or if you should be a mechanic or, I don't think that we dig enough into that with these kids. It's like, oh, just go to college. Oh, okay, just go get a trade. I think somebody needs to be able to kind of identify exactly what works for them,
So you probably need to talk to the school superintendent.
Right.
So now you're in the schools, because if you can't get into schools, then how are you going to do that? You got to be able to get into schools. So you either got to talk to a superintendent of the school district or the principal at that school to get you in there and say, I just want to talk to your students. I want to talk to them and see how we can get them on the right track.
Well, I would like for it to be like for seniors only, though. I just want to talk to seniors, because when I graduated from high school, when I finally graduated, got out of there, I didn't know what the hell I was going to do. I was like, what the hell am I going to do? Because I wasn't enrolled in college. I didn't have any plans whatsoever after my senior year of high school. I didn't know what the hell I was going to do.
So you're thinking, Bob, the high schools need to educate themselves a little different, the teachers and everyone involved in those teenagers' lives, to say, it might not be for you college, but if you pick up a quick trade, you do this for 6 months, you'll be a mechanic, you'll be an electrician,
bricklayer.
Maybe we have to start teaching something like this now, so kids don't feel pressure to say, I have to go to college. If I don't go to college, even though that ain't what I want to do, maybe a trade will help.
Because, just think about it. Tradesmen, the guys in the trade make that real bread, man. Most of the guys I know in trades, man, they make $50, $55, $65 an hour. You do the math, you work 10-hour days. That's $600 a day. In 5 days, 6 times 5 is what, 30? You're making $3,000 a week. You do that 4 times in a month, you got $12,000. Can you buy that?
Right. And you're talking like that's you 19, 20 years old.
You're 19, 20 years old.
Wow.
So we need to be able to get to the nitty-gritty of that before they hit the streets. Because like I say, and I said it when I was talking to good folks in Inglewood. When I got out of high school, when I finally got out of high school, I went to the street selling drugs because that's all I saw. It wasn't like I couldn't have done nothing else. But that was the thing that was going on in the hood, man.
Right.
You want to get money, dude? This is what you do. I did it for 2 years. So I'm just saying that could have been 2 years. I could have been at the trade school, becoming an electrician, and been ahead of the game.
Right.
So, and most of us don't have the direction. Nobody's telling us. They pushing us across these public school stages, right?
Right.
So I don't know, man. I just think we got to get to the middle of that.
I think you're onto something, Bob. I think you're onto something. I think you should be the one to spearhead that. Along with that pastor that you said that wants to do the basketball, tell him what you really want to do. Right. This is what I want to do, Pastor. Can you help me do this?
Right.
And now we getting not just the kids to play basketball and become a part of the church, but you also getting them to be a part of the school system. Like this is how we're going to change the mindset of what we see now. The norm is go to school, make sure you get good grades, go to college, and become somebody.
Right.
It ain't cut for everybody.
That ain't for everybody, man. It's not.
And some people, like you said, most kids, we hang around the drug dealers. We see the fancy cars. We want the fast life. We want instant success. Yeah. A trade, to me, Or I said this before in one of our shows, that if I live in somewhere where it's warm, and I'm thinking of an entrepreneur, being an entrepreneur at a young age. If I go in Chicago and shovel or cut grass in the summer, spring and summertime, and then in the wintertime, I'm shoveling snow and I'm just counting dollars, as they come, right? But that's fast money. That's money being exchanged right away. And most kids, they think like that, So a trade would be great, Bob. I think that would be awesome, bro.
I think that most kids, college is forced on us, man. So yeah, free trade school who pays stipends to students as they learn the trade. That's what I'm talking about, Randall, man. We got to get back. I'm talking about, how some of these schools, they got 100% graduation rates, like Providence St. Mel, they send 100% of their kids to college. We need all these CPS schools to make sure they tracking these kids that's graduating to be doing something 100%. Even if it's college, if it's a trade, if you're working at, you come out of college, you come out of high school, man, and you go work at what's my favorite store I always mention? Amazon. They pay $20 an hour. You're 18 years old. You stay there long enough, you could climb in the charts. So we need to have direction, because I did not have direction as an 18-year-old, 17-year-old coming out of high school. Right. I didn't know what the hell I was going to do.
And Randall, you're making good points all across the board. And that's why I said we need to have the teenagers come on so we can talk to them, so we can see exactly how we can help them, right? Once you get to understand that, I think then we can start pushing the tech schools and the trade schools and all that, so they can understand this is what it looks like. And I'm all in, so of course they got to buy into it too. They just can't say, I'm going to do it and get excited at the beginning, because that's how it is. I was that kid. I get excited when you tell me something great. But then once it starts going and it starts moving, man, I'm tired. I don't want to do it. So it's got to be that middle motivation where you're in the middle part of it. Don't quit. You're almost there. How can we do that? How can we keep them motivated? And I think that's the key.
And I think to add to that, you have to show them things different, man. If you coming home to the same Roseland where I grew up, I'm using my old hood. You coming home from Roseland, from Simeon to Roseland to Simeon. It's nothing in between there that's going to motivate you. You need to get out. Right. You need to go see other stuff. And shout out to Walter Downing. Walter Downing, man, inbox me and live. We need your information, man. We want to get you on here. He said, outstanding commentary. Love the fact that you're searching for a solution to escalating problems. Respect. Walter Downing, we want to get you on here, brother. Straight up,
we want to get him on because, Bob, he's doing it. He played basketball and he's teaching. He's a teacher. So
gotta come
on, Big Walt. You're a legend, man. Come on.
Yes, sir.
What's the hold up, big fella? We here, man. Come on. Inbox me.
But and I want to add this to everything that we're talking about. I'm not just saying I want to go to the black schools or the Hispanic schools. I'm talking about all schools, because young people are young people all around the world, and there are young people who struggle in all races, and that they need help. There are white kids that sit down somewhere like, I'm not getting the attention that I need to. I know when I was growing up, I thought all white people had money. I thought all white people was rich. That couldn't be further from the truth. We got big misconceptions out here thinking all white people are this and all white people are that. And that's what even white people had that with some black people. But I am one of those black people that know that people struggle in all races. And there are people who are at the bottom.
Bob, but why would you think that? I want to
because my visuals of what I saw on TV, the things that I saw on TV. But until I got older and I got a chance to get around and see the world, people struggle all over the world, bro.
No doubt.
And every race, man. Indians, you got some po-ass Indians. You got some po-ass Hispanics. You got po people all over this world in every race. So the big misconception of thinking that all white people got money, or all white people are racist, or all Hispanics are this, all Hispanics are that. That's just not right. Those are generalizations, broad sweeping statements based on limited evidence. And I'm going to leave it at that.
That's good. I mean, I'm okay with you doing that, brother, but we have to do better, though. We have to do better. When we're talking about Chicago, our city, we want to do better in our city. We want to make a change. We want to make a difference in the kids, young man, young woman life. And I think if we do that, I'm all in on that team summit. I keep going back to it. So Randall,
let's do it.
If we can set something up, man, and actually do that, and the parents can be there too if they like. But we definitely want to talk to the kids. We definitely want to talk to them. Oh, we got so
man,
many. I mean, Randall know a lot of people, man. So we definitely got to get Randall, because look what he says now. I mean, he has so many, connections, man, that I think, we definitely need to get Randall on board. Randall was a basketball player too, man, that did his thing. So definitely,
hey, you could be a part of the town hall, man. You come on, man, be a part of the town hall team summit.
And Randall, you know how we roll. Anybody a friend of my man, Michael Burke, that's my guy, and you my guy, man. So Michael Burke was like a brother to me, man, a brother, So, and I know Mike Burke a little longer. No, maybe the same time, because I hope Mike Burke sees this video, man. This because I used to bust Mike up at high school.
You did.
Oh man, it's gonna be fun. I know Randall go share this probably with him, man. But Mike is my guy. We can definitely do the youth program, okay? And he said he's down with it. All right, we're gonna do it. We're gonna do it. Whatever it takes. That's right, to save some lives. All right, Bob. So anything you want to drop on somebody before we go, man?
We have one guy just said, I think it's Elliot Green, say, love your show. When I can watch, love to see you always evolve in the conversation.
My man. And that was from who, Elliot?
Elliot Green.
Elliot Green, my man. Hey, we actually just trying to put smiles on people's faces and trying to uplift people, man, with the show. So I really appreciate that, and I know Bob does the same, man. So.
Oh yeah. And we stopping the hits, man, to drop some knowledge, man, because it just becomes more than just us sitting up here talking hoops. Me and Liv, we both got kids. We both got young people in our life that, we love very dearly, and we love young people very dearly. So we want young people all to be able to get to our age and be able to see that outside of all the gunplay and violence and all that, you can have a life for yourself. You ain't going to always be gangbanging at 50. If you can make it here. So that's the goal.
Right.
So, man, it's about that time, big baby.
As always, man. Keep loving on each other, man. Make sure you tell your children or your family members how much you love them.
Hold on. Don't go nowhere yet, Liv. Hold on.
And make sure you share some knowledge with them. And continue to uplift your community. Continue to find the answers. Because I don't have all the answers, and I know a lot of our listeners know they don't have all the answers. So we have to figure it out together. We can do it.
Make sure y'all go get that device too, man. Make sure y'all go get that culture, man. This thing been going like crazy, man. I want to give a shout out to my man Cyrus McGinnis, man, for hitting me up this past weekend. We ain't gonna talk numbers, but man, hey. That dude is the ultimate salesman. Shout out to Cyrus McGinnis, man.
Kenny McReynolds has joined in. Okay. We're going to make it happen. Hey, I'm on board, man. So anything that we can do. So inbox each other. Let's make this happen, man, because I know we had Mitchell JJ Anderson on earlier, and listening to him, and I didn't even know that he had a stroke 7 years ago. So big ups to him, man. I will keep him definitely in my prayer, every day, as long as I can, as long as I'm still here. And we just got to keep loving each other, man.
Yeah.
Keep loving each other. And Bob, yeah, I'm definitely happy about what you're doing. You know, you got your culture. Is getting the word out there. The culture is the world first social distant device. It is for coaches. It's for teachers. It's for anyone who needs one, right? And it doesn't cost a whole lot of money. You can get it.
Yep, swing over to the website and check it out, www.culturedevices.com. We got a limited promotion going on right now, www.culturedevices.com.
One more time for our listeners.
www.culturedevices.com, COACHERDEVICES.com.
There you go.
I had to learn how to spell. I almost I lost the spelling bee my 8th grade. I couldn't spell the word avalanche, man. Do you know that sank me, man? That sank me. I was gonna be the champ, man, and I lost that. I'd never forget that. 8th grade, man.
Wow. You got it now, brother. You got a nice device, man, that I think can help a lot of people out, man, because I know I have it. And I use it, you know, in my camps, and it works. It works, you know. So definitely make sure you go check that out, and also go to Amazon and get that Hilux. You know how to get to Amazon Prime, you know, and type in Hilux, HYLUX. HYLUX.
Where's it at? You don't have it right there with you?
No, man. You gotta type it in Amazon and type that Hilux in and go get you some. They got 4 flavors, I think. I'm assuming they got 4 good flavors. I only tried 2 or 3 of them that I really love. You know, they got the kiwi, strawberry kiwi, they got the pomegranate, raspberry, and they got strawberry watermelon, which is really good. So try it out. Hilux.
That's what's up.
And
hey, speaking of Kenny McReynolds, I need to holler at Kenny McReynolds. Kenny McReynolds, hit me up, man. I got something for you, big baby. I see
what you need to talk
to
Kenny about?
Man, you know, I got to talk to him about the culture, man. You know, I got to get him one of these devices, man. He be out doing a lot of talking. You know what I'm saying? Got to get him one.
Wow. Kenny McReynolds, you heard it on All Ball Chicago.
I got to get him
Bobby
one, man.
Reed wants to bless you with a culture.
I meant to get Randy Brown one too, man. I'll catch up with. I will catch him in the future.
Yeah.
We'll catch him, man. There's so many people.
But another good show, man.
Absolutely, man.
What you about to get on now? Like, I know
I'm finna chill.
What you about to do?
Who we got? We got somebody else coming up. You was telling me. We won't talk about it. We'll just wait.
Yeah, we gotta wait till I get it confirmed on that one. But I'm working on somebody, man, for this end of the week, Thursday.
I know it. You were telling me about it the other day. I was like, boy, you get him, well, that's gonna be bananas, man. So I'm gonna go get me something to eat, big dog. It's time for my clock going off of my stomach, man.
Right. Maybe we need to go to Harold's Chicken, man, and see if we can get a sponsor for them, because, man, you remember Harold's Chicken used to be so, man, it was so good. Man.
And I just want some gizzards from there right now. Just some liver gizzards, man.
Hey, man, let's get up out of here, man, because I'm getting hungry for you just talking about it, man. And, man, you be safe out there in them streets, man, and I'll do the same. All right, my brother?
Absolutely. All Ball Chicago, baby.
Like and subscribe. Thank y'all for watching. Chicago. All Ball. Shout-out. All Ball. Chicago.